All right, Dr. Evil here with Captain Paul. Now,
What's going on?
before we get into this, I really want to make this very, very clear because it's a very touchy subject. We are here to have the conversation. We're not here to tell you what to believe. We're not here to tell you that we are right and you are wrong.
Mm.
What we're looking to do here is have the conversation because what we're about to talk about and the aftermath of this particular subject is going to show that this is not something that is going to go away. The issue that we're going to talk about today is in debate, whether you believe that it should be debated or not, whether you're on the liberal or the conservative side.
Mm.
It is a real issue, and we want to have the conversation. All right.
100%.
So, you and I are pretty good, pretty big hockey fans. You more than me, since you played at a much higher level than I did ever could, obviously. And a very touchy subject came up because a bunch of teams around the league, the New York Rangers included, they decided that they were going to have an alphabet soup appreciation night or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And a particular player decided that he would not participate in the pregame skate, because they had the players wear warm-up jerseys that promoted alphabet soup. Now, not everybody eats alphabet soup. Not
Nope.
everybody is a proponent. There are people that believe that if you enjoy alphabet soup, you should be allowed to partake of it and eat it as much as you want. But not everybody. That's not everybody's flavor.
Nope.
Okay, not everybody's with Chef Boyardee. So Ivan Provorov is his name, and he just kind of decided that he would not participate, and
Nope.
there was a lot of fallout. What was your first thought when you heard that this was a major deal?
I mean, I didn't think it was that big of a deal, personally. I mean, everyone has the right and should have the right to decide if they want to partake in a certain event. And it's something that goes against his religious faith, which is a Russian Orthodox. And if you know anything about theology with that realm of religion, the alphabet soup isn't really looked upon in the most positive of ways, but it's just something they don't believe in. So I think everyone's entitled to their beliefs. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. Surprisingly, I've seen on Twitter, I don't know if it's because of the changing of guard over there, it seemed it was more 50 than 50 than usual. Like, I feel like if this happened a year ago, it'd all be people like shouting it down, but it seemed more 50-50 on the reaction. And then you've had some reporters, some really well-respected hockey reporters like Elliot Freeman, I believe, even say like, oh, this is like homophobia, and kind of mischaracterizing exactly what Provorov said. And that's why I think it's important here we get exactly what Provorov said in this video, because people want to keep putting words in his mouth or kind of put their own intentions or what they think his intentions are instead of truly getting what his opinion on it is. And I'm actually kind of embarrassed and ashamed of some of these hockey media figures just kind of bowing down to the pressure or the power it be instead of, really reporting what the guy said and mischaracterizing it.
Well, I'll say this, Cap. When you're talking about theology, monotheism as it pertains to any
One
offshoot
God.
of a religion involving any offshoot of Roman Catholicism, the doctrine just isn't friendly toward alphabet soup, period, point blank.
Correct.
That's just the end of it. So it doesn't really matter if it's Russian Orthodox. A lot of people are trying to change what is in the Bible, but the Bible is very clear.
Very clear.
It's clear in the Hebrew scripture. It is clear in the Greek scripture that they don't rock with alphabet soup. They do not. And that's just what it is. Now, people want to kind of change it and then try to modernize it for today. But there was no mistake about the religious position on sexuality. So I just wanted to kind of point that out. Now, when I heard about this, I didn't hear anything that seemed to me that he was saying that the Philadelphia Flyers should not hold this event. I
Correct.
never heard anything from him or anything from anybody that suggested that he was making this. He just said, you guys are free to do whatever you want. I think from the comments that I heard, he said that, he supports LGBTQIAT plus or something like that. Sorry, I might have gotten that wrong. But he supports their right to live their life the way they want. He just wants to live his life the way that he wants, according
Correct.
to his beliefs. He doesn't want to infringe or make it where other people cannot live the way that they want. So I just wanted to make that clear. But we're going to listen to some comments that he made, and we are going to let you guys listen to it, and then we will give our analysis.
George says he respects the decision you made for religious purposes. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, I respect everybody. I respect everybody's choices. My choice is to stay true to myself and my religion. That's all I'm going to say. Like I said, that's all I'm going to comment on that. If you have any hockey questions, I would answer those. So, Russian Orthodox.
Mm-hmm.
The game tonight, Ivan. Obviously, Kennedy has got a hat trick, and Rasmus's first.
That's pretty much those comments right there. And I gotta really,
Sure. I mean, obviously, anytime somebody gets a hat,
really admire how he handled himself.
obviously, a great feeling for them and for the team.
And yeah, so there was a hat trick in that game, and I think that that's really what the emphasis should have been on that. And like you said, I respect people's right to live the way they want. I want people to respect my right to live the way that I want. And it really is that simple. He's not saying that other people should be forced to live an orthodox sexual lifestyle. He just says that he just doesn't want to involve himself in that or promote it. It'd be one thing if he was telling other people that they shouldn't live the way that they want to live. He was just very clear that he just wants to live his life the way that he wants to live his life, and I'm in full accordance with that because I don't think anybody else really wants to have their lives infringed upon, their lifestyle. Because when I'm old enough to remember when people would beat somebody in the street for looking metrosexual because they thought that they might be living some sort of alternate lifestyle. And I never agreed that those people should be assaulted just simply because of what they like, as long as they don't impose it on other people. And Ivan Provorov did not seem like he was imposing his beliefs on anyone else. Now, here's the great thing about this, man, because you brought this to my attention. It does not look like people are responding to this with complete uproar. In fact, it appears that his jersey is selling like hotcakes, and I don't think that people are buying them to burn them publicly on TikTok.
No, I mean, I think this guy, let's read the article. Like, jerseys for the Philadelphia Flyers defenseman Ivan Provorov is sold out online days after the 26-year-old refused to wear the gay pride themed jersey for religious reasons. Both NHL Shop and Fanatics listed Provorov's jerseys as almost gone, and there are no longer any men's jerseys with his name and a number available. He's currently the most popular men's jersey, women's jersey, and sweatshirt. And the guy is just, I would say this, people like, well, there should be a backlash, but it obviously goes to prove that, and this is no disrespect by saying this, but that lifestyle is the minority. Like most people are just, they want to live their lives and do it how it is. And I'm not sitting here condoning, like nobody should hate another human being because they want to live their life how they want to live it. But at the same time, I don't want your lifestyle shoved down my throat at every single turn and corner. Yeah. And I think that's where a lot of this feedback is coming from because, you know, what's the most famous saying? You know, the biggest way you can hurt somebody is through their wallets. And by having these jerseys sell out, it's kind of showing a thing like people are like, hey, like we don't care, but like, you know, let people live lives how they want to be. Stop forcing your dogmatic views down other people's throat. Just because you view something as right or view something as correct doesn't mean it's correct or morally right to other people. I mean, you do have the right to have a different opinion. And this is coming from somebody who grew up in a Roman Catholic faith, who I really wouldn't say I practice it anymore. You know, I just think it kind of comes down to, you know, I'll respect other people's beliefs, but just don't shove yours down my freaking throat. That's it.
Yeah,
pretty clear.
Totally agree with you. And, you know, I really dislike John Tortorella, the Flyers coach, when he coached the Rangers. But what he had to say in defense of his player, I thought was 100% correct. I thought it was perfect. And I just think that to live, I don't want to live in a world with where other people decide for me what I support. It'd be one thing if people say, you know what, you should not come out publicly against somebody else. It's like in the Black community, there are women that say, if you don't want to date Black women, like go ahead, date other races of women, but can you not talk down on Black women? I think that that is a very reasonable approach to it. Why can't we not just do that for everybody? Like, listen, this is not my cup of tea. I respect that you want to live your life your way. I respect the fact that my organization, the Philadelphia Flyers, want to hold this event. I just don't have to participate in it. I should not be forced to do anything in support of any cause. Right. I should be free to support the causes that I want to support. Mm-hmm. And the liberals who see what's going on in the Middle East, and then everybody, it's compulsory that everybody support a certain view. Liberals don't like that very much. They don't like it when North Korea is imposing on their citizens. They don't like it when China is imposing on the Uyghur Muslims. They don't like it when women have their opportunities imposed upon them in Afghanistan. But then you want to impose on this guy and tell him what he should come out in support of, even though he doesn't support it. I
mean, I'll be very blunt. Like a lot of the liberals that have kind of thought the homophobia, stuff like that. If Provorov was Muslim, I feel like the tone would be completely different. My opinion.
Oh, that's a hot take.
Yeah,
but it also sounds like a cold truth.
That's a cold truth there, man. If he was Muslim, it'd be a completely different outcome. To be like, well, you know, that's his religious background, because when it kind of comes down to it these days, a lot of people just like to use Christianity as a easy punching bag. And listen, I'm not here trying to play the victim or anything wild. Like, I think some people overplay that shit, but it's the truth. I mean, some people are afraid to say the truth regarding the Islamic faith, and some people are, you know, not willing to deal with their own, I would say, dealing with their own truths with the LGBT community, where they're, in my opinion, their own worst enemy. You know, hey, just people are never going to accept you. I mean, this is my thing, right? Nobody should ever be hurt, persecuted, or discriminated against because of the way they live, the way they look, or I would say their religious background. Like, people should have the full right to live life how they want to. But mind this. Just because you can live the life the way you want it to live, it doesn't mean everyone's going to accept that. And the more you accept that, the quicker you accept that in life, the happier you can be. Because instead of focusing on the few people that don't agree with your lifestyle, focus on the hundreds and thousands or maybe even millions of people that don't truly give a fuck, like myself, and just live your life. I mean, stop being consumed with people that don't agree with your lifestyle. I feel like there's so much hyper focus on trying to convert everybody to be pro alphabet soup, where it's like, just focus on the hundreds or thousands or millions of people that do support you. Stop trying to turn over every single person so everyone accepts it. That's just not going to happen. I mean, not everyone's going to love you in life. You know, I don't know. That's a cold truth, but that's a fact. Like, I have people that have discriminated against me because of the way I look or the way I talk or the way, you know, my upbringing. And I don't give a shit. If you don't like me, don't fucking like me. I don't fucking care. I'm not going to lose sleep at the end of the day. And you've gone through a lot of discrimination as you're well through different situations. And I'm not saying that's right, but that's just the cold hard truth of life. Not everyone's going to like you. And there's going to be some people that just, for whatever reason, don't care for you. That's it. I don't know. Just my take on that.
It's really great that because that's a great segue into what I was going to say next. I've been denigrated by alphabet soup people because I live an alternative lifestyle that they don't agree with, because I'm in a plural relationship. I'm in a relationship, a very, very long-term relationship with 2 women. And not only have I had straight people who are proponents of alphabet soup denigrate me and say, well, I remember one friend of mine who is near and dear to me. I remember she once told me that she thought it was more natural for a man to be with a man than it was for a man to be in a relationship with 2 women. So I've been insulted by alphabet soup people who I'm like, listen, I live an alternative lifestyle. I'm in a relationship with more than one other person, and I get judged. I've been judged by them for the lifestyle that I chose to live. Can you imagine if people who have relationships like me, we tried to force everybody to promote our way of having a relationship and saying that single women should want to date me? You should be forced to want to date me.
Correct.
Because, I'm in the minority and you need to support my lifestyle. No, I understand that I'm a non-monogamous man living in a monogamous society. And the only thing that I ask is that you don't interfere with my life. I won't interfere with your life. I won't try to force you to respect or publicly support my lifestyle. I just don't want you to interfere with me and mine.
I mean, I think that's kind of when it kind of comes down to it. That's all that matters. I mean, just allow people to live their life and be happy how it is, and stop concerning yourself with the few individuals that don't. And it's not like Provorov is out there burning pride flags or some wild stuff. All he said is, I respect people to make their own choices in life. I just ask you respect mine for my religion. And that's it. And I mean, when you have certain clowns in the NHL media, be very strong with that, saying what they are, calling them a homophobe and this. Like, do you even understand the meaning of phobia? I don't think he's afraid of nobody that is in that lifestyle. He's just merely saying he doesn't agree with it. Like,
it's just shaming
deal
language.
with it.
Cap. It's just shaming language. They're saying they know that he's not afraid of the alphabet soup. They know this. They just want to make him look bad to try to shame him into supporting a cause that's not his cause. And that's really all there is to it. So in the comments section down below, we want to hear everyone's opinion. If you are pro alphabet soup or anti alphabet soup, or you're somewhere in the middle where you couldn't really give a goddamn about the choices that other people make with their own lives, definitely let us know in the comments section if you believe that Provorov should be lauded for making his own decisions for his own life, or do you believe that he should have his opinions dictated to him by other people, and tell us why. All right, we'll see you on the next one.